USAA knows dynamic duos can save the day, like superheroes and sidekicks or auto and home insurance. With USAA, you can bundle your auto and home and save up to 10%. Learn more and get a quote at USAA.com/bundle. Restrictions apply.
Raise the rudders! Raise the sails! Raise the sails!
Captain, an unidentified ship is approaching. Over.
Roger. Wait, is that an enterprise sales solution?
Reach sales professionals, not professional sailors. With LinkedIn ads, you can target the right people by industry, job title, and more. We'll even give you a $100 credit on your next campaign. Get started today at linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply.
This summer, try the new Strato Frappuccino blended beverage at Starbucks. It's the classic blended iced coffee you know and love, now topped with a creamy layer of handcrafted brown sugar cold foam. Available for a limited time. Your Strato Frappuccino is ready at Starbucks.
The Jack Welch Management Institute at Strayer University helps you go from, I know the way, to I've arrived with our top 10 ranked online MBA. Gain skills you can learn today and apply tomorrow. Get ready to go from make it happen to made it happen and keep striving. Visit strayer.edu/Jack Welch MBA to learn more. Strayer University is certified to operate in Virginia by Chev and has many campuses, including at 2121 15th Street North in Arlington, Virginia.
Hey, it's Paris. You know I love sparkly things, right? Like stars. Duh. And thanks to Hilton and AutoCamp, I just slept under them. Picture me, serving looks by the fire outside my luxurious Airstream, making s'mores with the kids, while a national park is our backdrop. The great outdoors meets Hilton hospitality. That's hot. Explore all the new ways to stay at Hilton.com. Hilton for the stay.
The Eagles and Howie Roseman are never done making deals, wheeling and dealing, doing it all. Welcome to the Eagles Checkdown, the fastest under 10-minute Eagles podcast there is, covering news, notes, and opinions on your favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, right here on the Eagles Pinball Podcast Network. I'm your host, Phil Stiefel. You can also find me hosting Trending in the AM Monday through Friday on the STT Sports Network. Today's episode linked below. Make sure you copy paste. Join in the live show with your thoughts and opinions on everything we discuss here, including the big Eagles trade and anything else happening in Philadelphia sports. I greatly appreciate it. Guys, it is Eagles and NFL cut down week. Cut down 2 days because Tuesday, tomorrow, the 26th, is the day that everybody has to have their rosters down to 53, their initial 53. That means Howie Roseman and company, their work is going to be fast and furious over the next 24 to 36 hours. It is Sunday afternoon when I'm recording this, so there could be news I'm missing, but right now we've got to start with the big breaking news from Sunday, and that's that the Eagles have traded for 24-year-old quarterback from the Minnesota Vikings, Sam Howell. Full details of the trade. The Eagles are sending a 2026 fifth-round pick and a 2027 seventh-round pick to the Vikings for Sam Howell. They're also getting a 2026 sixth-round pick in return with Sam Howell. So basically, they're flopping the fifth and the sixth-round pick in 2026 and giving up a seventh-rounder for Sam Howell. We know Sam Howell, 24-year-old, spent his first 2 years with the Washington Commanders, spent last year with the Seattle Seahawks, had a little mind fart for a second there. He was in camp this year with the Vikings. The Vikings, after this trade, added Carson Wentz, our old friend. So lots of little things intertwined there. We know Sam Howell because in 2023, he put up two big statistical games against the Eagles week 4 of that season, going 29 of 41 with 290 yards, in week 8 throwing for almost 400 yards with 4 touchdowns against us. It's one of those things where there's lots of different layers to this trade. The Eagles put Lewis Cine on injury waived list, so that was the corresponding move on the roster. There, Cine wasn't going to make the roster anyway, got hurt in the last preseason game. We'll talk about that in a second. There's a lot of layers to this move, okay? First and foremost, Tanner McKee is still hurt. He's got that finger hand issue. We do not know if he is going to be ready to back up Jalen Hurts week 1. Kyle McCord has been dreadful in the preseason, and the third preseason game is not much different. He looked a little bit better. in the 1917 win over the Jets on Friday. But Kyle McCord had the whole game. He went 15 of 35. That's sub 50%. Only 136 passing yards, no touchdowns, and an interception. Not very good at all. He's been pretty bad. DTR has been pretty much a wash this training camp and preseason. So you know DTR was getting cut. Kyle McCord's not ready for NFL action week 1 if something, God forbid, happened to Jalen Hurts. So the Eagles have gone out and gotten a guy with over 20 starts in his career over the last couple of years, start the entire season in 2023, although they were very bad that year, Washington, he did. A guy with experience when they bring him in. One thing I want to say, 100%, 110%, 120%, this deal does not mean, I see this all over social media already, that Howie Roseman already has a deal in place to trade Tanner McKee. This has nothing to do with trading Tanner McKee. Let me put that to bed. Tanner McKee will, without a doubt, be on the Eagles roster the entirety of the 2025 season. They will maybe consider trading him next offseason if they get the right deal, but he is not getting traded. This is strictly a move because quarterback 3 is not looking good, and there's a chance quarterback 2 might not be able to dress week 1. That is all it is. So one of the corresponding moves on Monday or Tuesday will be a release of Kyle McCord. They are going to do their best to put Kyle McCord on the practice squad. And if he doesn't clear waivers and some other team picks him up, I'm sure the Eagles and Howie Roseman will find another quarterback to add to the practice squad to develop. Not concerned with that. My biggest issue, my biggest question is why trade basically a 7th-round pick for Sam Howell when cutdown day is about to happen? When cutdown day, you're going to see 25, 35, 55 quarterbacks released, and you can pick and choose who you want without giving something up. They obviously see something in Sam Howell, despite him, not being the greatest quarterback out there. They see something in him that would make them think he could fit into our system as a third-string quarterback once Tanner McKee's healthy. And, maybe in a spot moment in week 1 or 2, if Tanner McKee can't go, come in if necessary. I mean, in 2023, he was really bad. He led the league in passing attempts with 621 passes, but he also led the league in interceptions with 21 and took 65 sacks that year, leading the league in that too. And they had Terry McLaurin on that team too. So, Sam Howell has his good and his bad to him, but it's a big, big deal. The other big news since the last show was that Johnny Wilson is out for the entirety of the 2025 season. He was put on season-ending IR. Unfortunately, he had a great camp. He had some great moments early in the preseason, but got rolled up in practice, having knee and ankle surgery. And they're not really giving details. They're just saying knee and ankle surgeries, which means it's a pretty bad injury, in my opinion. So we will see what happens with the Eagles wide receiver room over the next 24 hours. It's like how we saw into the future with this John Mechie trade. The Eagles are going to be running, obviously, with AJ and Devontae and Jahan Dotson with your top 3. But now it's going to come down to Mechie, Darius Cooper, Aniyah Smith, maybe. They might end up only going with 5 wide receivers, right? 6, 7 originally could have made the team. They might end up with only 5 wide receivers because Aniyah Smith had a pretty bad preseason game. And that preseason game wasn't very pretty, obviously. He had a lot of third stringers playing in that game. Nobody stood out. Nobody won the cornerback job, although maybe subtly they told us they did because Adoree Jackson didn't play at all in that game. So maybe he is the guy that's going to start week 1. Maybe they did tell us something by that happening. But over the next 24 hours, we're going to see 20, 30 cuts happen. It's going to be too many to even name on these shows, but we will get a better understanding of this roster over the next 24 to 36 hours. And then on top of that, then once the other teams get down, you'll see Howie Roseman wheel and deal, move around some players. The initial 53-man roster is never the set roster. There's going to be probably many changes over the next 2 weeks to it, and then we'll dive into the practice squad guys as that gets filled out as well. But we are less than 2 weeks away from the Eagles kicking off to the Dallas Cowboys. So make sure you're locked in here on the Eagles Pinball Podcast Network to all the great content on this channel, and make sure you subscribe to the STT Sports Network. Today's show is linked down below, guys. I'd greatly appreciate it. Not going to hit my 1,000 goal by the start of the season, but, if I can get to 600 or 700, that'd be great. Guys, everybody have a great Monday. Go Birds! And bubbles up.
This episode is brought to you by Netflix. Becoming the most valuable sports franchise in the world doesn't happen without risk. A man who's willing to bet it all, and the players ready to make their own luck. America's Team, The Gambler and His Cowboys, is the story of the 1990s Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones's impact on NFL history. Featuring interviews with iconic 90s players and more. Watch America's Team, The Gambler and His Cowboys, streaming now only on Netflix.
Eczema isn't always obvious, but it's real. And so is the relief from Ebglyss. After an initial dosing phase, about 4 in 10 people taking Ebglyss achieved itch relief and clear or almost clear skin at 16 weeks. And most of those people maintain skin that's still more clear at 1 year with monthly dosing.
Ebglyss, lebrikizumab LBKZ, a 250 milligram per 2 milliliter injection, is a prescription medicine used to treat adults and children 12 years of age and older who weigh at least 88 pounds or 40 kilograms with moderate to severe eczema, also called atopic dermatitis, that is not well controlled with prescription therapies used on the skin or topicals, or who cannot use topical therapies. Ebglyss can be used with or without topical corticosteroids. Don't use if you're allergic to Ebglyss. Allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Eye problems can occur. Tell your doctor if you have new or worsening eye problems. You should not receive a live vaccine when treated with Ebglyss. Before starting Ebglyss, tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection.
Searching for real relief? Ask your doctor about Ebglyss and visit ebglyss.lilly.com or call 1-800-LILY-RX or 1-800-545-5979.
You're tuned into Auto Intelligence, live from Auto Trader, where data, tools, and your preferences sync to make your car shopping smooth.
They're searching inventory.
Oh, yeah.
They find what you need.
They're gonna find it.
You can make a budget for your wallet to help you succeed. Pricing's precise and true.
So true.
It's smarter car shopping.
Ooh.
Just for you.
Oh, it's just for you. Ooh. Find your next ride at autotrader.com. Powered by Auto Intelligence.
Love espresso, drip coffee, and cold brew? With the Ninja Luxe Cafe, if you can crave it, you can brew it. Espresso, balanced. Drip coffee, rich. Cold brew in a flash. With Barista Assist technology, you brew with no stress and no guesswork and make perfect silky microfoam hands-free from dairy or plant-based milks. Shop the Ninja Luxe Cafe at ninjakitchen.com.
Una silla de masajes puede parecer extravagante. 8 configuraciones diferentes, intensidad ajustable, además es calefaccionado. Y se siente tan bien. Sí, una silla de masajes puede parecer extravagante. Y 2, bueno, aún más. Pero cuando esas sillas de masajes vienen con un auto, se vuelven bastante prácticas. El nuevo Volkswagen Tiguan 2025 con funciones premium como los asientos delanteros con masaje disponibles. Solo parece extravagante.